Hi guys, good morning. I'm going to be doing some 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication using area model and partial product. So I'm going to get started. Sorry about the glare. I tried turning off both lights and it's not easy to see. So I'm going to do it anyway and just kind of walk you through it. I'm going to do it a little bigger last time because that was a complaint that I got that it was kind of hard to see. So I'm going to hope that today's is a little bit better. All right. So we're going to start with area model for 2 by 2. So remember, area model is where you are taking the digits and you're splitting them up on the box. I'm going to use problems from our packet today. So the first one that I'm going to do is 12 times 34. And we are finding the product of that, which again, the product is the answer to a multiplication problem. And just like we did yesterday, in order to do area model, you have to split up the numbers by their place. So 12 is obviously made up of 1 10 and 2 ones, so 10 and 2. And then 34 is made up of 3 10s, which is 30, and 4 ones, which is 4. So we've got that. So I'm going to try to make that, there we go, a little bit better. So we have our numbers that we're going to use, and now we're going to create our box. And again, I'm making it a little bigger than necessary just to help you guys out. So first, I'm going to start with 10 and 2. So 10 is going to go on top, and then the 2 over here. And again, remember that 10 is larger than 2, so it's going to take up more area. And then we're going to do 34, which would be 30 and 4. And then we will make another box. So now because we have 4 numbers that we're multiplying, we have 4 sections of our area model. So I'm gonna start. So you don't get confused with the zeros. So I have 10 and I have 30. So that means I have 2 zeros. So I'm gonna start by putting them inside of my box. Then I'm just gonna focus and I'm gonna use my blue on the first digit in that number. So now I can just look at 3 times 1, which I know is 3. So that means 30 times 10 or 10 times 30 is going to equal 300. So that's my product right there. Then I'm going to move on to 2 times 30. Again, I can do the same thing with the 0, put it in there, already have it, and just focus on the 3 and the 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, but 30 times 2 is 60. So there's our product there. Now I'm done. I'm not going to multiply 10 or 2 by 30 anymore because I already did that, so the top part is done. Now I'm going to focus on the 4. So 10 times 4, which we can do the same thing. You can put a 0, or you can just remember that 10 times 4, anything times 10 is going to be itself plus a 0. So 10 times 4 is 40, so our product is there. And then 2 times 4 is 8. So now remember, we're not done. Just because we have filled out the area model doesn't mean we are finished. Now we have to take all 3 numbers and we need to line them up and add them together. So 8 and then 6 plus 4 is 10. We have to carry our 1 to become 100 because technically this is 60 plus 40. And then this would be 4. So our product of 12 times 34 would be 408. Now I'm going to take the same problem, 12 times 34, and I'm going to do it using partial product. So I'm going to line it up carefully as possible, 12 times 34. And partial product using 2-digit by 2-digit can be a little bit tricky. We just have to remember that we are what we're multiplying at the time. So it's the same thing. I'm going to start with the ones place. 4 times 2 is 8. Then I'm going to multiply the 4 in the ones place by what's in the tens place, which is a 1, so that would be 10. So this technically is 4 times 10, which is 40. Next, I'm going to move over here to the tens place of this bottom number right here, and I'm going to multiply it by the ones place of the top number. So don't forget that because this is in the tens place, this 3 actually represents 30, not just 3. So it's going to be 30 times 2, which if we cover up our 1, we see 3 times 2 is 6. We got to put our 0 back at the end. So 30 times 2 is 60. And then we have to take our 30 in the, or 3 in the tens place, which is 30, and multiply it by the 10 in the, or the 1 in the tens place. Sorry guys, misspeaking a little bit today. The 1 in the tens place, which represents 10. So that means our next one is going to be 30 times 10, which I have 2 zeros here, so I can write them here. And then 3 times 1 is 3. And then 8, 4 plus 6, 10. We're carrying our 1 over there, or technically carrying it into hundreds place. 408. So I'm going to do one more of the partial product, just because that one's a little tricky, and we didn't work on partial product for 2 by 2 very long, just because you guys were really liking the area model. But I'm going to do another of our problems with partial product. So give me just a minute to erase that. And like I said before, guys, when I was in elementary school, I struggled with 2 topics. I struggled with 2 by 2 multiplication, and I struggled with long division. And so I know that these methods are really new for a lot of you and for a lot of your parents, but I will say after I learned how to do this, I wish I had known it in elementary school, because I feel like my life would have been so much easier, because I grew up not liking math and thinking that I wasn't any good at math. And when I learned this way, breaking apart the numbers, because that's how I kind of operate anyway, changed my life. So hopefully this is helpful. If partial product is like no way for you, please try to do the area model. And again, however you're understanding the material is going to work for me. So, all right, let's do 37 times 42. Actually, I'm going to do this like right in the middle of the board. I don't know why I've been so far to the edge. 37 times 42. All right, and again, you know what, I think I might use a little brighter than this blue. I think I'm gonna go with like this bright red. Okay, so again, remember that we are starting with the ones place. So, oh, goodness gracious. So 2 times 7, so that's gonna go over here, 2 times 7. That, oh gosh, I'm just a hot mess today, aren't I, guys? All right, 2 times 7, that's going to give us 14. And again, you want to line up your numbers. And then we're going to go to the 2 times 3, which is actually 30, because the 3 is in the tens place. So it's 2 times 30. And remember yesterday, I said that you could put the 0 ahead of schedule and then just look at the first 2 digits, so 2 times 3 instead. That would give you 6, and with our 0 at the end, that is 60, because 2 times 30 is 60. And we are now done with the 2. And we're going to move over to the 4, which is in the tens place, so that's going to be 40. So 40 times 7. Or you can add your 0 right here, because it's right there, and then just focus on the 4 times the 7. 4 times 7 is 28. So 40 times 7 will be 280. Now we're going to 40, or 40 times the 3, which is 30. 40 times 30. And again, you have your 2 zeros that you could put right here, and then just focus on 4 times 3, which is 12, which would mean 40 times 30 is 1,200. And then you're going to add them all up. 4, 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Moving into the hundreds place, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Bring down your comma and your 1. So 37 times 42 is 1,554. I'm sorry, my 5s look so funky. As for that, I hope that that kind of helps you understand a little bit better and make some sense. If not, have your parents send me a message and I can kind of walk you through it again. Have a wonderful day.